Hey guys, just want to send a quick video this morning. I've always loved poetry, and the way that poetry just has a very creative, imaginative way of describing human behavior, life, nature, things of that sort. And in Japan, they have a style of poetry called a haiku. A haiku is basically like a three-line poem. And one of the more famous haikus was written by a gentleman named Basho in the 16th century, and it says, "The old pond, a frog leaps in, the sound of water." And I love this poem because as a therapist, we're really looking for those positive changes that people can begin to affect in their lives that can change the way they think and then act and then feel. And so if we look at this haiku as a kind of three-step formula, if you will, for how we can affect change in our lives, the old pond is a habit, a thought or behavior that's become automatic, which of course can be negative, toxic, unhealthy. The old pond can of course be symbolic of relationships, monotony, routine, just losing the spice of things. And the frog represents something new. So a thought, a behavior, something that challenges that belief, that allows us to begin to realize that, hey, maybe something can give. Maybe there is a chance to improve. Maybe we're not completely at our wit's end. A decision can be made to make things better, which of course many people decide is coming to therapy. The sound of water is the movement made that can bring motion to that emotion. I've talked before about flow, trying to not be stagnant, especially with our own thoughts, and how that flow and that movement can create change in life. Bruce Lee once said that people try to hold on to the sameness of things, and this kind of holding on to only prevents growth. So what we're looking for is this release, this opening. We don't want to hold on to what has not worked, to what has been keeping us stuck. We don't want to be the old pond, right? So we allow that frog to leap in and then move the water. And that's the type of action that we take that allows us to begin to, feel better, think better, and then of course act better. And interestingly enough, in the New Testament, there's a time in Jesus' ministry where he goes to this lame man at the pool of Bethesda who is waiting to be carried into this body of water, because the belief was at certain times of the year, when that water was disturbed, whoever was in there first could be healed of their malady. And of course we know Jesus came and told this man to rise, take up your bed and walk, which in many ways is like the haiku that I mentioned. The old pond, a frog leaps in, a sound of water. This man was lame. He didn't feel like there was anything he could do on his own. He was waiting for change to happen. And sometimes we can wait our whole lives. And we have to affect that change on our own by believing things differently, looking at things differently, allowing something new to be inserted into our own minds that permits us to say, hey, this is something I can do. A lot of times with anxiety, it's turning that negative what if into a positive what if, and giving us just some flexibility to decide what can be done better. So as we treat these states of mind, we begin to chip away at the traits of mind that tend to keep us stuck. And so as we begin to make these daily changes in our lives, and allow that frog or that thought or that action or that skill or that person, to come into that old pond, the water is disturbed, that belief is challenged. There's a new sound made that allows us to begin to see life anew. So remember that today. Take care. Bye-bye.